So before this video starts, I would like to say we are at 443 subscribers. This is honestly mind-blowing, and if you guys are new to my channel and like my content, please consider subscribing. We are on the road to 500 and we are getting very close. But with that said, let's get right into it. Generation 4 is probably one of my favorite generations, just trailing behind Generation 5. While this generation has amazing shinies, some of them just don't really stand up. So in this video, I'm going to be fixing 5 Gen 4 shiny Pokemon. Starting off this list, we have Burmy. So its first shiny only really changes its body to blue, and it doesn't really do anything else. So I decided to keep that kind of blue but make it darker, while making the grass form orange, the sand form tan, and the trash form green. I feel like these colors really fit these Pokemon well, and honestly kind of make them stand out. For the next shiny, I decided to make the grass form red, the sand form more brown, and the trash form a nice lavender. Honestly, these are the shinies that these guys probably should have gotten to begin with. And here are my shiny Burmy together. Next up, we have Drapion. His normal shiny only really makes him a dull red color, such a far cry from Skorupi. So for the first shiny, I made him bright red with teal highlights. I feel like this really stands out and makes this Pokemon fit more in line with its pre-evolution. For the next shiny, I made it a deep purple with red accents. I feel like this fits perfectly, making this Pokemon look as fearsome as it is. And lastly, I went all out making it black with purple highlights. This is a shiny that I would love to see this line having, and honestly fits really well with their typing. And here are my shiny Drapion together. Next up, we have Garchomp. His normal shiny only really desaturates his body, and is honestly not even a really good change. So for my first shiny, I decided to give it shiny Gibbles colors, making it a very light blue with yellow and purple accents. I feel like this smashes this out of the park, and honestly should have been one of the shinies we got. For the second shiny, I made it shiny Gabites colors. While this fits really well with Garchomp, I feel like it just doesn't fit perfectly. However, this would be a marked improvement on its normal shiny. And lastly, I decided to really saturate the purple on Garchomp, making his belly yellow with blue accents. I feel like this would be the shiny we should have gotten, because it's a natural step from the previous two. And here are my shiny Garchomp together. Next up, we have Rhyperior. His shiny only really desaturates his body and gives him a weird yellow color, really not fitting with the rest of his line whatsoever. So I decided to oversaturate him, making his body more brown and making that orange on his body a little more yellow. I feel like this fits perfectly with his previous two evolutions, and is the shiny that probably should have been made. For the next shiny, I made his body very brown, while making the rocks on him gray. This is a shiny I wish Game Freak made, because it really fits the design of Rhyperior. And lastly, I kind of flipped the colors from the previous shiny, making him a more gray color with brown accents. I feel like while this is also a very good shiny, it just doesn't fully stand out. And here are my shiny Rhyperior together. And lastly, we have Leafeon. His normal shiny only really ups the saturation a tiny bit, making it a very unnoticeable shiny. So for my first shiny, I actually desaturated his body, while made some of the brown accents brighter. I feel like this really helps to pop out the Pokemon, and also keeps in line with the other evolutions. For my next shiny, I made his body a bright green, while making his leaves red. I feel like this is a very good autumnal shiny that we could have gotten, and honestly really fits Leafeon. And lastly, I made its body almost white, while giving it brighter red leaves. This is a shiny that honestly should have been made, and is kind of upsetting that Game Freak passed up. But here are my shiny Leafeon together. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, please comment which shinies you liked, or what shinies you would make. And if you're enjoying my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. But with that said, this is Let's Go 115 signing out. Peace.